Hello, all you beautiful people. How you guys doing? So, for today's video, kind of talking about that one meme video I made where I compared the Fatui and the Espada because of like that one Fatui trailer with like the Bleach opening. I was like, I think it'd be fun to actually compare these guys and be like, who would each character be? Like, who would the Harbinger be if they were the Espada, etc. You get it, right? You get it. So that's what we're gonna do today. Just kind of talking about this. Right now, it's not an order. That's not what I think. This is just kind of their like numbered order, more or less. We don't know all the numbers of the Fatui, like the captain. We don't know his number. The knave. We don't know her number and things like that. So let me just reset this real quick. All right. I think we should start it with the most obvious one. We got Grimmjow and we got Child. I think this is so obvious. Both of them, crazy lust for battle. They both enjoy battle so much. They enjoy fighting with the main character. It's one of the first of each of the groups that the main character fights. The main character fights Child back in the Lie story. Grimmjow fights. I think Ichigo is the first one. No, Ichigo fights. I think Yami first. But still, the first like serious fight they have with each other. Yeah. I think their lust for battle, their personality is kind of similar. Grimmjow is definitely more on the evil side, and Tartaglia is more on the playful side. But they definitely they share personality traits. And again, that lust for battle, I think, makes them very similar. So I think that works out really well. All right, next on the obvious one, we have Xayalapro. And where is he? Where is this man? The Doctor Dottore. Same thing. I think they're very similar. They're both scientists slash doctors. They both made modifications with their body. It said that the Doctor has split his body into different parts and they're going to do different things. I don't know if Xayalapro has changed much about his body, but he had like that thing with his hollow powers where he could destroy other people's body parts. He's eaten his subordinates before. Definitely both have done crazy, inhumane, science experiments, all that stuff. I think this is very obvious, very straightforward comparing these two. All right, next one. I'm gonna compare, right? I think Ulquiorra, and we're gonna do Scaramouche. I think I see a lot of similarities between these two. They both kind of have like a direct opposition with the main character. Scaramouche has, in both of his scenes that he's kind of played a major factor, has been straight towards the main character and not really anybody else. We had that scene in Zuma where all the darkness was consuming the main character, and he was really sinister. Ulquiorra is more like a straightforward and like dulled expression compared to Scaramouche's like more like evil, sinister, kind of in your face with it. But I think another big thing that kind of connects these two is the kind of questions that they ask. Ulquiorra at the end of his fight with Ichigo starts asking, he starts getting all philosophical and asking about, what is this, what is that, if I touched out my hands and choked you and things like that. And the first time we see Scaramouche, he's talking about his theories about this world, like, the sky is fake and things like that. So I think they both have that like little questioning thing about each of their own like worlds or whoever they are. I think it relates to them. I see these two, I think they're related together pretty well. Okay, for the next one, this one's tough for me, right? So let's do Baragon. Right, and I think there's two Harbingers where I feel like they could be kind of close to each other. I'm talking about Piero, and I'm talking about the Rooster. What is the Rooster's name? Oh, that's a name. Peninsula? I'm just gonna call him the Rooster. Okay, we got the Rooster here. Yeah, so, okay, the reason why I gotta connect these two both, design-wise, right? I see Piero, Baragon, looks super similar. Both are kind of respective leaders, in a way, of both of their groups. Aizen's definitely more of a leader of the Espada, but so is the Sarita as well. But they're, like, kind of like the second-in-command kind of leaders. Not much else because we don't know much about the Jester, aka Piero. A Child talks about him in one of his voice lines here. Let me see what he says. He was the first ever Fatui Harbinger. It'll make sense with the Espada. And today he is our leader. Only appears on important occasions. As for his accomplishments, I don't really care. Only appears on important occasions. Nah, he's always there. There just isn't enough right now. And him as we have the Rooster here. He's the mayor of Snezhnaya. He's also a kind soul that takes care of Child's brothers. That does not compare to Bardigan at all. But if I'm looking at the rest of the Espada here, there's not really too many who are like friends of the good guys or main character, except for like maybe Nell. But I think maybe if we're comparing them, I think maybe we can make a better correlation with Piero, aka the Rooster. So we're gonna compare Baragon and the Rooster here. Maybe we can change it later, but I think that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. All right. Speaking of Piero, let's do Piero right now, aka the Jester. If I were to compare, I'm looking at Stark. I think I'm looking at Stark right now. Both strongest of their respective group. Yes, I know Yami is technically stronger. Technically, Yami is number 0 in the Espada. I don't know. I just really don't really like Yami, and I like the thought better that Stark is number 1, even though I know he's not actually number 1. But for a good and maybe Okiura is number 1. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. For a good majority of one of the arcs, or just the group in general, they know Stark is we'll just say one of the strongest. Stark is one of the strongest, and then Child says Piero is, the leader, and obviously the Harbingers are ranked by strength, so I think they're pretty similar when it comes to strength. Leadership, Stark doesn't really have leadership. He's like the lone wolf type of character, but Child did say Piero only appears on very important occasions, and then when we're talking about Stark, right, Stark doesn't really combat much unless on very rare occasions, so I think maybe that's enough of a correlation. Again, we don't know too much about the Harbingers yet, right? We don't know too much about the Harbingers yet, so most of these are kind of like, thinly, I suppose they can be kind of similar kind of situations. I don't know. All right, the next one, I want to compare the Knave to, I think, Haribel. The Knave, also known as, by the way, Alencino? I don't know how to say her name, but the Knave. I think comparing her to Haribel. The reason, I think, looks wise, they look pretty similar, very, very serious. One major thing with the Knave is, like, in that trailer, she is very, very, very serious. She gets very angry at one point too. Tia Haribel can get very angry too, especially when talking to subordinates, but she still cares about them as well. Another thing to mention is when Child talks about the Knave, this is what he says, and let me tell you guys, check this out. So it says here, I've got nothing against people who have their own agendas. I myself joined the Fatui to get more experience in combat, but I don't like her at all. If she stood to benefit from betraying others, she turned against the Saritsa in a heartbeat. A vast majority of the Arrancar don't like Aizen, and I think, Haribel shares that as well. Once the arc is over, obviously she doesn't really do anything with Aizen anymore, doesn't really care about it anymore, and I think she becomes the new king of Hueco Mundo. So I can kind of see that kind of betraying angle. I think if she was strong enough, she may choose to betray Aizen. I think the biggest comparison here, right, is that personality, that kind of like seriousness. Both Haribel and the Knave, Alencino, they both seem like very, very serious and can have a temper type of characters. So we're gonna compare the two. Also, they're the most attractive, but whatever. Alright, so for these next couple, I don't feel like 100% confident. I feel like the ones we have, there's some pretty good relations between the two characters. But these next ones, I don't feel super, because we just don't know too much about the Harbingers yet. We just have like some just very, very, very small dashes of character, and we obviously have the designs. We can look at them to see. But for the next one, I am going to compare, and follow with me here. Alright, this is going to be a big assumption on my part. Alright, I'm going to compare Neliel. I'm going to compare Nell over here to her, the marionette. Her actual name being Sandrone. Alright, so this is kind of my reasoning, right? So when Child talks about the marionette, he says she's so engrossed in her research. I wonder if their machines have anything to do with her. I've only met her a few times, but every time she looked like she wanted to murder me. So we kind of have like that infighting kind of thing. That maybe she just hates Child, maybe. But Nell did fight one of the Espada, so you have kind of like that idea of like fighting the group they were in. She has a younger look to her. You know, Nell has that younger form, maybe. She's kind of like tinkering, doing her own things. And, you know, it definitely seemed in the flashbacks that Nell was kind of doing her own thing. Maybe, I don't know. This one's, again, I think the rest of them are going to be kind of stretches and like, kind of close things just because we don't know much about the characters. But this is what I'm going with for Nell. Again, next one, not feeling super confident about it, but I'm gonna do Noritora and the Senora. And let me tell you why. I think the thing that kind of connects these two are kind of like their straightforwardness and their just willingness to kind of get things done. Maybe Noritora definitely tries to fight against Ichigo and knock him out as fast as possible and things like that. He's a little bit kind of savage too, but she could be kind of savage herself when it came to like Venti, you know. Kind of. Again, the rest of these characters don't really fit, you know, super well. She was also killed by a non-main character, not the main character. So was Noritora. Noritora was killed by Zaraki, and Senora was killed by the Shogun. Both of them are kind of like pure forces of nature. So maybe I don't know. Again, I don't feel super confident about this, but maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Okay, I feel even less confident about the next characters going forward. I don't think there's much relation between... Okay, in my opinion, I don't think Yami or... this is the one character I don't remember. Zomari, yeah, the one, Rukia's brother, Byakuya fought. Zomari. I don't think Zomari or Yami, either of them really have a one-to-one comparison. I don't think they ever will. Yami is like super loud in your face. I don't think any of the Fatui are really like that. Zomari is really like loyal, and like he has that thing with like Amore. I don't think he has a big relation, but we're gonna try. I think actually when it comes to the captain, Araniero, and Colombina, I think these three kind of definitely have similarities. And then when it comes to, what is this guy's name? The Regrator Pantalone. I think he compares most to Aizen. He looks super double-faced, just like Aizen was in the second arc. And he pretty much just looks straight up like Aizen. But Aizen is not on this list. So I'm gonna do my best. Okay. I think maybe we can kind of compare Pantalone / the Regrator. I think we can kind of compare him to what's his name? Oh my goodness, I could forget Zomari. Maybe. I think, maybe love, and then he's like a banker. Like, maybe there's some similarities there. I really want to compare him to Aizen. Like, I just super want to compare him to Aizen. But he's not an Espada. What else can we kind of compare? There's not much. They're both loyal. They definitely seem very loyal. But then again, like I said, he's two-faced. Yeah, there's just not really comparison. It's just kind of what... This one is definitely more of a this is what we have left kind of situation. And I think that's going to go for the next one too. Honestly, I think Araniero definitely compares to both the captain and Colombina here. I think, okay, because here's the thing, right? So when it comes to Araniero, the thing that kind of sets him apart, right, is his unique power. That's the only reason he can be in Espada, even though he's not like straight up in a Rancor. It's because he has this unique power, and the unique power, it was to like, I think it was to like absorb people, and he can use their powers. You could even compare him to over here the Marionette. Really, he compares with a lot of people, but that kind of like weird kind of powers that you aren't really expecting. I think that can compare to kind of like the captain and Colombina here, because with the captain, Child talks about like, oh, he's great in battle and things like that, and I really want to fight him. Very much like a lot of respect for him. He could even compare to Stark, honestly. I think the captain could also compare to Stark in that sense, being seen as like kind of one of the strongest. I think maybe you could do that. Maybe we can compare Piero to Yami, but the personalities don't even match. So yeah, this one's a stretch. I think... Yeah, the rest of these are so stretches that I'm just gonna go with. I think the creepy factor that Child talks about with the with Colombina here, because that's what Child says, right? For the Damselet, he says the Harbingers are ranked by strength. I have no idea why that girl is 3. I like to test my skill with every Harbinger. If I had the chance when it comes to her, something doesn't feel right. Anyway, you should be careful around her. I think I'm gonna compare that with Araniero because he has that creepy weird power. I think that kind of creepy factor. Definitely, you can compare these two when it comes to that creepy factor for sure. And then we're just gonna compare Yami to the captain. Yami is definitely one of the strongest Espada, especially near the end when he reveals he's number 0. He is seen as one of the strongest. I think one of the main things about the captain is he is very strong. The personality's not even close. The captain seems like more like a straightforward, to the point type of character. Yami is like a loud, in your face. He always wants to fight with everybody type of character. But yeah, for that one, we're just gonna compare strength. And yeah, here we go. Here we go. This is what I think is the what is it? The Fatui equals Espada. This is what the Espada be if they were Fatui. This would be Fatui be if they were Espada. So far, we don't know too much about these characters yet. A lot about these characters' personality, their goals, why they joined the Senora and things like that. They're very, very unknown to us. And this is going to be my guess. Maybe we'll come back to this. Maybe we come back to this once we meet all these characters 10 years down the line. No, I'm joking. But still, maybe we'll come back. This was fun. What do you guys think? What would your guys' correlations be? Tell me in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Definitely, though, I will say, top 3, I think 100% I got it. Definitely top 2. Tartaglia, Grimmjow, that's perfect. Dottore and Zailapro, also perfect. Ukiora, Scaramouche, I think that's pretty good too. The rest of them, my confidence can go higher or lower, but those 3, I feel the best about those 3. I think those 3 I feel the best about. And Pantalone and Aizen. Aizen's not on this list, but if Aizen was on this list, I would 100% compare him to Aizen. Hey, this guy's loyal to Aizen, like super loyal to Aizen. Maybe that's the relation there. Anyway, that is it for this video. I hope you guys were entertained. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Tell me what your guys' lists are. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.